Scoreless first quarter, but Danny Woodhead flanks Brady on a shotgun snap here on 3rd and goal from the New York 3 as we start the second quarter. Brady, great protection, slings it to the outside, and there's Walker getting open for the touchdown. Lankster was inside. Welker goes to the outside. Tom Brady converts to West, and the Patriots take the lead.
Ellis Lankster here really makes a big mistake on the outside. You'll see Wes Welker comes out, settles. Brady's looking away. And why Lankster came off of Wes Welker, I have no idea. You know, he's right there. He's going to be sitting right in front of him, takes his eyes off and doesn't go pursue him. I know it's probably kind of one of those combination coverages, but you've got to cover that guy.
Steven Gostowski for the extra point. And we're 6 seconds into the second quarter with the Patriots looking for a 5th consecutive victory on top 7-0. Looking to lower Manhattan, recovering of course from the drastic after effects of Hurricane Sandy, but it's a beautiful night tonight, this Thanksgiving night. Temperature in the mid-40s. New England has just scored after an 84-yard drive on which Brady passed for 53 yards. There was only 11 rushing yards, and the other 20 yards came on penalties. And 6 yards into the end zone, Joe McKnight, one of the best in the league, is out to the 30-yard line and then taken down at the 34. Tavon Wilson is in there to stop him. Early in the second, Sanchez goes to work. 7-0 New England.
Why I'm thankful. I'm thankful for my family and friends and their continued support. I want to wish them and all of you a happy Thanksgiving.
For my family and for all my friends who have supported me over the years and always challenged me to accomplish my goals. I love you guys.
And tonight's quarterbacks, why they are thankful on this 22nd night of November as Sanchez begins this drive from the 32-yard line. Start with a draw play with Bilal Powell. Of course, with the Sanchez and Brady, these are two guys who are used to being on a lot of covers. Some they have posed for. Obviously, Tom right there for GQ, and Mark's done it well. There he is. And occasionally they've appeared on covers when they don't know what's coming out until the tabloids appear at the newsstand the next day.
I must say, that's just wrong. Put those two hunks on there and then come right to us. What are they doing? Right. Fred and Drew, what are you guys doing in the truck down there?
Guys are always looking for a contrast. 2nd and 6 from the 37-yard line. Off the play fake. And a ton of time, and Powell gets free, wide open, and takes it to the 50-yard line. First down for the Jets.
This Bilal Powell is really becoming a bit of a factor. He had a good day last week, 11 carries. The first time he's had that much. Go play fake to him, and then just escapes out into the route. And this is the way they played the last time. And really, they got behind in that game, too. They were down 10 points and came back and took it to overtime with a very patient approach.
And it's a 5-yard gain for Powell. Well, the season started, of course, all of the talk in the offseason was about Tim Tebow coming over from Denver. There he is, but here we are at the end of November, and it's almost become an afterthought. Does he get into games? Yeah, occasionally. What are his numbers? Well, statistically 6 out of 7, but for only 39 yards. And rushing, he's had a couple of decent runs, but nothing game-changing. 2nd down and 5. And a 2-yard gain here for Powell, with Mayo making the tackle. And then we talked about the headlines that the Jets have made, and most recently a week ago some anonymous Jets said he was terrible, so that became a headline in the New York Daily News, and that became a gigantic story here. And they go into St. Louis with all of that happening, and the Sturm und Drang and the 3-game losing streak, and come out with a win, and everybody feels a little bit better this week.
Yeah, that's a brave guy in the locker room that says somebody who's a backup player on their team is terrible, and that's why they're losing games. That's a brave guy. Appreciate that. That's good.
3rd and 3, inside handoff. And Powell again bulling ahead, crosses the 40, and that will move the change.
Austin Howard, the right tackle, and Brandon Moore caused a bit of a wave going down here. That's a big hole, and it caught Gerard Mayo in the wash of that, enough to move the chains again.
And that's a story, too, because when the season began, not only did you have the Tebow situation, but everybody was worried about the right side of the Jets' offensive line. And now over right guard again, carrying the ball for a short gain is Powell. Remember, we were in here for a preseason game against Carolina. The Jets looked horrible in preseason, just terrible. And everybody's wondering, well, how are they going to be on opening day? And then they throw up 48 points against the Buffalo Bills, so they were fine. And that right side has been solidified through the season.
Yeah, and they're probably a little better run blocking than they are pass blocking. We talked about the fact that the Jets have gone small, but really we've seen the Patriots defensively so far play almost the entire game with 5 defensive backs themselves. So they're daring the Jets to run, which the Jets are.
Jets have run the ball 11 times for 58 yards, so effective there. And then they throw it to the outside, and Cumberland makes the catch before he's escorted out of bounds by Brandon Spikes, and that'll make it 3rd down and 2 for the Jets.
And this really is a very good offensive line. There's DeBrickashaw. I don't have to circle him. Everybody knows DeBrickashaw over there. He went to the Pro Bowl. Has been there many times. Nick Mangold many times at center. Brandon Moore made the Pro Bowl last year. So this is a team that, okay, maybe your skill position players are a little dinged up. It's not all bad to get behind those guys and run the football some.
3rd and 2 from the 32. They'll keep it on the ground, and this time trying to get that 1st down. Trying to bull ahead is Powell, but Mayo is there, and they're going to come up a little bit short.
Vince Wilfork right here. Good luck moving him with a double team, triple team, Mack truck, whatever you want. He's not going anywhere. And then it's Brandon Spikes coming down over the top, and here we go.
Well, they keep the offense out on the field on 4th down and a short 1. Sean Green is the running back. He gets it, and Green will lose the ball. And it's picked up at the 20-yard line by Steve Gregory, who has already had an interception tonight. So now he has a fumble recovery to go with it. So it looked like Green was stopped, and then the ball came loose, and New England winds up with it at their own 17-yard line. Green would have been stopped anyway. From the 17, Tom Brady begins this drive with a pass to the left side, and that's Vereen, and Vereen gets free down the sideline, and Vereen is inside the 30, and nobody's going to get him. Touchdown, New England. 83 yards.
Looked like Bart Scott was in some kind of a man coverage. Wes Welker came down and rubbed him just enough where he couldn't get out on the route. And Shane Vereen, who is the speedster. It's Ridley who's been getting a lot of the attention, but Vereen was actually drafted a round higher. Got just enough of that little rub against Bart Scott, and that was that.
Vereen with his 6th reception of the season. So the Patriots had one long drive for a touchdown, and then a one-play drive. 83 yards. Gostowski kicks the extra point. And the New England Patriots, just like that, on top, 14-0. New England on top, 14-0. On a night when the Patriots are seeking a 5th straight win, and as Chris said at the top, this is kind of the Jets season to keep it alive, to keep their playoff hopes alive. And they're not that far-fetched in the sense that the Jets have a pretty easy schedule down the stretch. But first things first, they've got a mountain to climb tonight already as Gostowski's kickoff will be fielded, well, won't even be fielded by McKnight. Out of the end zone it goes. And New York will go to work from the 20 as we go back to the touchdown.
Watch Tom Brady. He sees the whole thing. Man coverage, Shane Vereen. Yeah, you're going to just take off right down that sideline and score a touchdown, all right? Yeah, got it. No problem. Looking over, freeze the linebacker. Wes Welker going to get you a little pick. We'll see you later. You know, as soon as Bart Scott got in the game, what do? They start throwing it. And he looks like the professor there, doesn't he? He is something special. He knows what's happening on the field. He was talking about it a little bit last night, right? He's like, game's a lot easier than it used to be.
From the 20-yard line, this is Clyde Gates picking up a first down. I mean, look, we see Brady and we've seen Peyton Manning through the years. And in effect, Chris, it's very much like having your offensive coordinator on the field as well as the quarterback.
Yeah, that's what Bill Belichick was saying. It's kind of hard to coach Tom Brady. When we said, we're like, what? You know, what are you saying? He said he knows so much by the time we get into our first meeting on Monday, I had better do my homework or I'm not going to be able to keep up with him.
Well, years ago we talked to Tom Moore, then at Indianapolis, the offensive coordinator. You got a busted play here, and then Sanchez gets hit. The ball is loose and it's alive. And then going into the end zone is Steve Gregory, who's had an interception, 2 fumble recoveries, and a touchdown.
Gosh. Oh my! Vince Wilfork just threw Brandon Moore into Mark Sanchez. I have never seen this before in my life. Watch this. Vince Wilfork is going to throw Brandon Moore back into his quarterback. He's going to fumble the football. This is what Reggie White used to do to people. Forklift them and just lift them off the ground. Mark Sanchez not expecting it, and it was the backside of Brandon Moore that knocked the ball out. Now, he may have been on the ground.
Well, it's being reviewed obviously on 2 levels. Number 1, it's a turnover, and number 2, it's a scoring play, and Mike Carey just had it confirmed. It stands.
Wow. I have seen Vince Wilfork do some things that impressed me from a strength standpoint, but that one just jumped to the top 5.
And Gostowski's extra point is good. And the crowd expresses its displeasure. 21-0 New England.
Why I'm thankful? I'm thankful for a family. I'm thankful for my wife, my kids, and I'm thankful for life, and I'm also thankful for the freedom that we have here.
I'm thankful for my family and friends. I want to wish everyone in Freeport, Long Island a happy Thanksgiving.
And the Jets were thankful for that win against St. Louis last week to keep them somewhat in the hunt. There was a very muted chant during the commercial break for Tebow. Whereas in the past, you know, you might have had 60,000 people chanting it. I'm guessing it was about 1,100.
Could have left.
Right. Here's the kick. About 7 yards in. Joe McKnight. And McKnight will lose the ball again. It goes right into Edelman's hands. And Edelman goes in for a touchdown. And the Jets have turned the ball over 4 times. Devin McCourty created it. Whoa, boy.
This is the Keystone Cops. I'm telling you, remember the old football follies thing they used to put together?
Yep.
This is it. You're getting a chance to see it live tonight. Julian Edelman on the fly catches that thing. Oh my gosh. Now it's a product of hard hitting and guys bringing it. Let's not say that, but these are some of the most bizarre plays you'll ever see.
Julian Edelman last week had a touchdown on a punt return, a touchdown on a reception, and now one on a fumble return. The extra point is good.
Wow, that was some hit too. I mean, it's not often you see a guy cold cocked like that.
Mike Tannenbaum is the general manager. There's already enough heat here with the Jets, and it will get a lot hotter.
I mean, this is one of those when the whole world's watching and they're sitting on the couch and you got your wife and your grandmother and everybody's sitting there and they're saying, the Jets always play like this? Boy. And it, you know, for me, it all started back. They had a chance on that 4th down play to pick up a first down. It was a poor block by Lex Hilliard, the fullback, that created the turnover, and from there, it has been awful.
Well, you also had the interception by Gregory, where they trapped him into throwing that pick, and that led to a long drive. And Mike Westhoff is the special teams coach, and you saw some of the ugly numbers that he's had to live through this season.
Wow. Wonder what's going to happen next.
Revolution.
I don't think I've ever seen that either. That's 2 plays in a row I've never seen before. Catch it on the fly.
7 yards in. McKnight. And he gets taken down at the 18. It is a little bit of a Bronx cheer, and he's throughout the third because he held on to the football. And the crowd, well, they're booing everything right now. I mean, they wouldn't mind seeing Ken O'Brien come in at quarterback.
Look at big Nate Ebner in there, coming down and making the play. Some of these special teams guys, that's how they make the National Football League. That's the way they do it. A little neck roll and the whole bit. And with Tim Tebow with that rib injury, you wonder if he even could play tonight.
Yeah, there was some question as to whether he'd even be active tonight with the rib injuries. So, at the 18-yard line on first down, give the ball to Green. Green gets it up to the 21. Jets started the night with a decent running game, but you're down 28-0, and you can forget about the ground game.
Well, Vince Wilfork is just going to continue to wear people out, and these are good football players. Get on the double team, he's going to split across that, rip his helmet off. That's a heck of a football player still. 2nd and 6.
And Sanchez will sling it to the outside, and it'll be caught by Conrad Rulin for a first down. New England with those 3 touchdowns in a 52-second span.
Wow, and the one right before that, the touchdown down the boundary, was a pretty amazing play too. I mean, that's about 3 of the most spectacular touchdowns back to back to back that you will see.
Halfway through the second quarter. And Green will take it to the outside. And gets by Mayo, and then is tackled. Should have the first down by Alfonso Dennard, the rookie out of Nebraska.
Don't you get the feeling
just outside the 20-yard line. And Sanchez throws, and that's incomplete, so it'll be 4th down.
Well, not a lot of things to think about here, right? You just take a shot, and really even field goals don't do much for you. 4th and 1, maybe they're playing something short. Take a shot at the end zone, see if you can get yourself back within 4 scores.
Harrington is back in the game for New England. Sets up on the slot receiver. They bunch 3 receivers to the left, and the pass is caught at the 15-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down. Stephen Hill makes the catch, and the Jets will have to spike the ball to stop the clock. Out of timeouts, taking a lot of time. Crowd very restless. Ball at the 14. Spike it here, but took a lot of time off that clock, and now they're down to 7 seconds.
You see the Patriots defenders on that last one understanding what the situation was with the clock.
Totally.
They weren't trying to tackle the receiver. They were trying to hold him up.
Right.
And hold him up as long as they possibly could to let that clock tick.
Well, they're going to bring the field goal unit in, which of course the crowd hates.
We'll take him down. And now Stephen Hill is going to point at the guy and watch the referee. He has trouble getting a handle on the ball, and so mission accomplished for the Patriots again.
This will be a 32-yard attempt for Nick Folk. And it is good. Well, that says it all.
And they shot up fireworks.
Right. They shoot off a cannon for a safety, I guess.
Oh, boy. I tell you just have to give credit where credit's due. You know, I mean, every single phase of the game, the New England Patriots have been spectacular here, between special teams, making adjustments, understanding the Jets were coming out with a small lineup, and running the football at that. Everything they did was right. They were the smarter, better team by far.
And by far the superior roster, there's no question. You saw Mike Tannenbaum, the GM, making a good many of the personnel decisions, obviously. And you have Brady in this half throwing 3 touchdowns. The Patriots with 2 return touchdowns tonight. They had 3 last week, so the Patriots have 5 return touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. For Brady, it's 8 of 14 for 198.
And you just stop and think, if Eli doesn't take the Giants on 2 last-minute drives and 2 Super Bowls, what is the reputation and the image of this Patriots organization then with 5 rings?
And this will be Edelman with a kneel down and then a little bit of contact at the end here.